What is up, everybody? This is Unbiased and on the Fence, and we are live with a live reading with Jean, SunPsychic Jean. Thanks for being here with me today, Jean.
Thanks for having me, Shane. It's always a pleasure and so much fun coming on your show.
Yeah, it really is. We have really a great audience, and I tried to get the word out
What
earlier,
is
so
up,
hopefully we'll
everybody?
have
This is Unbiased and
people.
on the
Oops, I got
Fence,
to echo.
and we
Let
are
me fix this
live
here.
with a live.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, had my voice echoing back through where I'm watching the chat there. Okay, so we got Gypsy JJ. What is up? She's in the chat. And
Hi, Gypsy JJ. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be taking live questions, or Sun Psychic Jean is, and she will use her intuition, her psychic abilities, or even a pendulum sometimes, whatever she feels, intuitively feels she wants to use, and we just go from there. It's easy if you can put your questions in all caps so that we can see it, and really that's about it. So what have you been up to while we wait for our first question on your channel? Which I do have linked below if you guys haven't subbed already. You definitely want to go sub because she does her own
Thank
live
you.
streams too.
Yes, we do. We do some live streams with a couple of my uh, classmates that we took classes together, and we like to go on lives. And we're doing sort of like a round robin now. We sort of go on each other's channels and alternate. So it's really fun. It's a good experience, and it's amazing how clear spirit is coming through, how fast your loved ones come in and join us to give us a message. I'm telling you, Shane, each and every time it amazes me. Even though it's coming out of my mouth, I'm amazed.
I know
It
exactly what you
is.
mean. I've done it on accident plenty of times, but to be able to kind of hone that skill and to bring it forth. And I've had like, Friday night love streams before where somebody says something and then I just have all this stuff come out that, I'm like, where did that come from? That's awesome. So I do have that even in sessions, so it's really cool that you all went to school to learn this and hone this ability. And now you're working together, which has to be a tremendous help through the learning process as well.
It really is. It really is. And for today, I'd be open to mediumship questions, and that would be any loved ones or pets that you have that have crossed over or that have transitioned. And if you would share the name and the relationship, and that would be a big help for me. It would save time for me to try and search for them. It really helps me to pinpoint and focus on their energy. And if it's a pet, just let me know, what breed it is or what type of animal it was and their name as well. And the pets are coming through so beautifully these days. Also, if you have any questions or you would like a message from your spirit guide, that's also something that is very welcomed and enlightening. It's beautiful because sometimes the messages are for like the collective. It's for everybody when the spirit guides come through. So spirit guides are a little bit different than your loved ones in the sense that they're always kind of right here with you. And your loved ones are too, but the spirit guides, they're almost like kind of already here. Like I don't feel like I have to go as far to get them. It's really they're a little bit closer to access. And of course, if you have any questions about your galactic council and any type of questions in that realm, that's also welcome as well. And I know that Dave Maud has been on your channel and has been frequently frequenting my lives as well. And you remember when we had that experience with Dave Maud, he was asking about past life. And when I tuned in, I saw that amazing visual image of like this just very powerful. And when I say powerful, I can always correct myself when I say powerful because that's misunderstood. It's a very intense type of energy. And it was a being, it was an energetic being, but I could see energy flying around this being's head. And it almost was flying and it looked like antlers. And when I went to look it up, because it really did impact me, the power of the energy, the intensity of the energy that I felt, and uh, kind of startled me a little bit. And I really wanted to look it up. And when I went to look it up, I found out it was Cernunnos, who is like a Celtic god, who is a god of the forest, a god of the earth, a god of the, it's like a spiritual, I would say he's more of like a spiritual guide. And then people were calling them gods. But people had, there's so many different depictions of this Cernunnos energy, and it's all with the antlers. And I saw like the energy that was flying around. It was, I'll never forget it, Shane. And you have given me experience after experience after experience, you and your community here. Just amazing, uh, amazing connections. I just can't thank you enough.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. And I know you've gone in areas like the galactic stuff, stuff that you never even knew about kind of comes in. And that's got to be really cool that, like the example you just gave, it's like some stuff you didn't even know about. And then you see it and then you go look it up and you sent me some pictures. I wish we had those. I think David even pulled some more information up, didn't he? So all of this came
Yes.
out from that session, and no one knew anything about any of it until you got to looking around, and so that's a huge confirmation when that happens. And you've seen a ton of these confirmations. So the more of these things that go into your bucket of experience, your personal bucket of experience, and it builds your faith. And it's come through in sessions that you'll get greater and greater miracles because your faith grows exponentially as you begin to see more. So for a lot of people, it starts with a few synchronicities, then many synchronicities, and then more even magical seeming things like this, like intuitive knowings or telepathic things that seem to happen. We actually do have our first question, though.
Okay, but before we do,
Hmm.
can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, please
I
do.
wanted to let everybody know that Shane and I don't know, has it been 5 years since we've known each other? It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
And uh, early on, Shane was doing the QHH, or no, the BQH,
Hmm.
and I was the lucky recipient of two or more. I'm sure, I just remember two of these BQH sessions. And Shane, I'm telling you, I still think about them. I can remember them as if it happened yesterday. I mean, the it was the experience, and the you kind of like raise your vibration and get into like this state or this realm that you carry us through. And this is the same place I go to when I do my readings. It's amazing. It's
Absolutely. It's that same
amazing.
place that like Eileen comes and visits me. It's sort of
Does
this
she
area in your
really?
mind that you don't even realize. It's like a void, like a holodeck, I think of it, because you can see anything there. You can be immersed in a complete world, or someone can appear to you, like Eileen did at first when she'd pop in and she seemed all excited, and it was a surreal experience. And then my brother, when I was working on his little slideshow and he had just passed away, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't put the motorcycle clips in there. Maybe it's inappropriate. He's like, no, you got to put them in there. Like clearly, like he was sitting beside me while I'm making the slideshow for his funeral, and he's like, no, you got to put those. He's popping willies and stuff. I just thought it might be a little inappropriate for the slideshow that's going to be played at his funeral, and he jumped right in and he was like, no, you got to have it in there. That's me, that was some of the funnest times of my life. And I felt like all of that in that moment. And yeah, it's that same place. And I love it because it's going within. You're not projecting out to somewhere else. You're actually going within and connecting with who you always connect with anyway, but in a much clearer way. So I always recommend people go within to really have confirmations to whatever they receive in the outside world. Because that's going to be the final say. Is in your heart. And what you really feel and resonate with. And so I love that with the BQH. And you're right. You're connecting within when you do this.
Absolutely. I didn't know that Eileen came to you. Tell me a little bit more if you
Yeah, she
like
she
to.
popped in a few different times to me and had a few different conversations. And I actually put it out in that one of the first videos how she came through. I can't remember the exact details, but one of them was had some weird synchronicities with a song that came out, and it was So Happy Together or something. I can't remember how that came. It's been a while now, but
Okay.
so I
So it
had
was,
that. It was right after she passed. Yeah. And
okay.
I'd even be sitting there like depressed, and she'd pop in, and I'm like, I can't even like, feel sad that you're gone because you keep coming in all excited. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was very much, she's very much alive, and has communicated with me since then, and said that she was connecting with others that joined in with the meditations and connected with her while she was here on Earth. And then since then, I've had other people report back that she has indeed come to them, in their own time. So it's beautiful that she made all these connections and went over the other side, and she's helping from the other side. And like even with my sister, she'd talk all the time about Neville Goddard. She loved Neville Goddard because he could really incorporate scriptures in a really more of a metaphysical way, looking at the Bible and the scriptures and everything. And my sister like emailed me one day, and she said she'd been looking into Neville Goddard. Her friend sent it over, and I totally felt Eileen there, like, I got your back. I sent her some Neville Goddard to sort of, expand her thinking, because religion can kind of like hold you in place. It can be limiting for a lot of people instead of a stepping stone. So Neville Goddard's great because he can take those scriptures and really expand on them in more of a spiritual way, not a religious way.
That's beautiful. That is so
So.
beautiful. What a lovely connection, and the in your ability to hear and feel those messages from her. And that's amazing. That's really amazing. I think definitely the more you, yeah, I mean, you could probably do this. Yeah, I could probably show you one or two tips and you'd be right back in there. You could call it in whenever you want. So
Wow, that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's the practice, it's the focus.
Hmm.
It's just opening up that creativity side that you know about, that we've
Hmm.
talked about so many times, and allowing and just stepping aside and letting the message come in.
Hmm.
And you've done that through your BQH,
Hmm.
and it's just amazing. It's amazing, definitely.
I could probably
Definitely.
benefit from taking a class and learning how to better focus things and, little tips like that.
Yeah, just a little direction, I'm sure. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, so Shane is very talented, multi-talented in so many different ways.
Thank you
So
so
thank
much,
you.
Gene. I appreciate that. Let's see, Ivana Bernaccio, I'm sorry, my eyes. Ivana wants to know, do I belong to a galactic family? See if you can tap into that or however you want to do that.
Sure. Let me just see. And how do you spell her first name? Why? Oh, I see her, Yvonne. Okay,
Hmm.
I see her. Yvonne. I'm going to ask my spirit guide to assist me to connect with Yvonne's spirit guides. This is right out of the gate, going right up there to the universe. And to find out Yvonne's galactic history. I see Lyrans. They're showing me a lion's mane, and that would be Lyran. Is that correct? The
Yeah,
Shane, you know that
I
the
believe
race
so.
is just
A
a little
little
bit.
bit. I know that one. Yeah, the
Mhm,
Larens. Yeah.
mhm. They're showing me a lion's mane, so that would be Lyran for you, Yavanna. And let me just see if there's anything in your essence, in your lifetime, in this experience. They correct me when I say lifetime, in this incarnation, that would link you to the Lyran, something that you can recognize, that you would bring through from this galactic history. What would Yavanna? They're telling me that you have patience, you are articulate, and that you are methodical in your communication. You carry a knowing and an air about yourself. almost like you don't let anybody see the real you. Like, and I don't mean that you're pretentious. I mean that you have like this knowing, this side is that's beneath um, your ego, your human, and it leaves people curious when they meet you. They're like, something different about her. You're very intelligent. You have very articulate speech, and your communication skills are very good. And these qualities are what you get from your Lyran experience. That's what they're telling me.
I think it's Benancio, Ivana Benancio. A lot of times, people with those connections have an affinity for cats, or things like that, and or cats will typically tend to like them a lot too. That's been my experience. Hey, I need to shout out a few people. We got David Maud here, Biker Babe is here, John Benny is here, and Jody's here. Wow, it's like an old party. Flourishing Spirits, welcome. Jill, awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Yvonne
Thanks for
says thank
joining
you.
us. So, Yvonne, if any of that resonates with you, if you would validate.
Well, let's go with a
Okay.
follow up because I noticed she did ask another one. So, since we were
Oh,
connected with her, it said, "What did I see in the night sky years ago as a child when I had a horrible toothache?" That's interesting, Ivana. It's strange how pain can pull things in like that.
mm.
Extreme situations.
I think it was your star family who could hear the cry, and I don't mean the audible cry. It was the intensity of the pain that you were just the extreme pain. They were sensitive to it, and they came down to check on you. That's I just think they heard your cry, and they came closer to check on you.
That's interesting. Did you feel a relief after? I mean, is it possible they came and helped you out a little bit? She says, I was in so much pain, I was crying and looking at the night sky.
Oh.
Wow. Definitely could be. Let's see if she
Mm-hmm.
responds to that. Let's see.
Because they are watching over us. They're tapped into our soul and to our energy. And when our energy is at a extreme level for one reason or another,
Mm-hmm.
I believe this of our spirit guides and of our angels as well. And this may have been your star family or that just came close to check on you.
Mm-hmm. Like comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she says, I felt better after that and never knew if it was real. I would say it was definitely real. Yeah, it's like they sent your distress and they came to give you a little relief, maybe. It's totally possible. A big
Exactly.
bright
That
star. It
that
was huge, she says.
oh, they felt your distress. That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, good for you. And that she remembers that to this day. Those types of things that you remember for a long time, it's 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 impactful. Hmm.
Also, the pain would make it to where you would remember it more too. It would like really brand it, like branding, branding it into your memory for this purpose of remembering it later. That you do have this star family looking out for you. It's like the self reciprocating a little sign. You got the relief, you had the pain, but that branded it in for you to remember now. And it's like everything's falling into place. That's really cool. Okay.
Thanks for
Look,
your question, Yvonne.
yeah, thank you so much. Is it Levitha? Is that how you pronounce it? D'Souza?
Yep,
Okay.
that's mhm.
Okay, Lavitha wants to know, what message does my angels have for me? See if you get
Aw,
anything for Lavitha.
hi, Lavita.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
the
your
question.
question.
Mhm.
Mhm. They're showing me your patience, and they're showing me that this is trying to put it in a manner. They're saying that you would probably need to earn your wings with all the patience that's required of you at this point in your life. And by that, I mean that it is challenging to be patient, to have patience with certain situations, and that your soul is growing and developing with the more grace um, that you show for yourself. You give yourself patience as well as the situations around you, and that they're just saying that patience, obviously that's the saying, is a virtue, but they're saying that this is that you're doing well, that you're doing well in and being patient with yourself and patient with others, and that they are showing you gratitude for this patience. Because everything there's it's really hard to pinpoint time. Everybody says all of this stuff is happening now, and the shift is happening now, and the ascension is happening now, and the energies are changing, and the new earth, and all of these things are happening now. And it's like, well, when is it going to happen, and your angels are just saying that they see your patience. They see you trying and being patient with yourself. They see you being patient with the situations around you, and that they're commending you on the strength and the grace that you're giving yourself. They're just noticing that.
I love that. Let me, I scroll down. I gotta scroll back up here.
Mhm. Kevin Loving Vibrations is here. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for coming.
Welcome, Kevin.
I posted the announcement on my channel.
Oh,
So
awesome.
thanks for
And
coming
Joe and
over.
Jill, Sarah, welcome. Okay. Okay, Sarah wants to know if you can get any practical or tangible advice for me. Do you want her to give you a specific area or just in general, Sarah?
The more specific the question, I think the more specific the message.
Mm-hmm.
But I can just ask her guides for a message.
Yeah.
But she wanted something tangible. Is that what her language was?
Yeah. Practical and tangible. It's an unencap,
Okay.
so you might miss it. It's
Yeah. Let me just see what your guides have to say, and I'll ask them specifically for a practical and tangible message from Sarah's guides. And say her last name one more time for me,
it's Sarah
if you would.
Walsh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sarah Wash.
Yeah.
They're showing me uh, grounding. They're showing me being intentional with your grounding, in the sense that doing like a fire ceremony and sitting on the earth while you're doing a small fire ceremony. And there's also if you can lay flat with the belly down on the earth and absorb the healing energies from Mother Gaia. And they're saying it's okay to have like a towel or a cloth between you and Gaia. It's the energy that you need to soak up. And Gaia needs your energy just as much as you need hers. So it would be a mutual exchange. They're showing me you sitting and doing a fire ceremony. And they're also showing me that you're belly down, flat on the earth, whether it be on the sand or on the dirt or on the grass or they're saying that that you can also do visualizations of like a chakra clearing and visualize your energy, your feet growing roots and rooting down into the earth's core. They're saying go all the way down into the earth's core, that the earth and the earth's energy is calling to you. They're showing me that you feel her pain, that you're empathetic to Gaia's discomfort, to Gaia's unbalanced energies at this time, and you're picking up on this maybe unbalanced energy, as we all are at this time. I think there's a lot of galactic, or not, sorry, not galactic, cosmic energies that are happening at this time.
Awesome. She's also saying, I need to find a new place to live and no idea where I can go. See, anything about that? So that's what she's, maybe a place to live or any guidance in that area, perhaps?
Okay.
Thank you for that, Sarah.
I have no idea where she is. There, I'm seeing points towards the right, and for me that means east. Let me see. Show me more. Show me the surroundings where Sarah will be at her next location. Give me Sarah at her next location where she will be living. They are showing me sort of like a multi-unit place, sort of like an apartment building, but it's not a really big one. It's sort of one that only has maybe 24 in it. And the in between the apartments, they have private entrances with, it's an open breezeway. And they're showing me a second floor open breezeway, sort of like you walk up the stairs and you're outside, and then you go to the second floor and it's still outside, and then you walk into your apartment. So where is this for Sarah? I'm just feeling it's a little more rural. It's not, it seems like there's trees and grassy areas and sort of open areas around it. It's not in a condensed downtown city type area, if that's helpful. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you have like two places, if I could go here or if I could go here, and then maybe I could get the energies around those two areas a little bit better, but the vast possibilities are just, it's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, I think she's kind of in the middle of the, if I remember right. I can't ever remember exact locations, so I kind of like imagine. I think she's like in the middle of the Midwest, but north, um, above Missouri, maybe. I don't know. Just guessing. I did know at some point, but I talked to a lot of people. So east could be the whole East Coast somewhere, you know?
Right. That's very vague. It's very general.
And then if you have a couple of locations or even one location, she can do a pendulum and see yes or no on that one location too, right? That's always helpful if you can get it to a yes or no.
Yeah, we'll come back to that for sure.
All
We'll
right.
pinpoint it. Give her some guidance.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm wondering if we can. Joe's funny. Joe Pulowski says, if I have any guardian angels, I wonder how they're coping. That's so sweet of you to consider the hard time you might be putting them through. Okay, so Jill she wants to try to connect with her son that passed away 5 years ago. Her son's name is David. So let's see, for Jill, Slayball, I'm not sure, Slayball, Jill, um, and her son is
Yes.
David. And thank you for the question, Jill.
Yes. Thanks, Jill. So as I'm connecting to David's energy, I'm seeing a bull. And the first thing I wanted to say was like a red bull, but it's maybe more of like a Taurus bull, like Taurus, the zodiac sign. But I'm seeing a bull. I'm not sure if that means anything to you, but sometimes as I'm connecting to their energy, they're sending in messages and I pick up images first. So I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but let's continue and pick up David. He says, Mom, I'm a grown man now. He's like, I lived a full life. This was my intended cycle. He says he chose you for his mother and he couldn't have asked for a better mom. He says that we agreed about his departure before both of your lifetimes. He says your soul family. And he's showing me the divine feminine. I see a woman with a kerchief over her, or maybe even a shawl over her head, and a gold medallion as well. He's telling me you're a divine mother. Oh my gosh. Yes. Wow. Thanks, David. Wow, he's a good communicator. I just didn't get it. He's showing me that wow, he's telling me you were a divine mother. He's sending you so much love. He's sending you so much support. And he's saying, I'm right beside you. He said, we're a team. We were a team before both of us were incarnated in this lifetime, and we'll be a team after. He says he's right beside you. He's assisting you. He's watching out over you. And he's telling me that he's around you when you're quiet, like before you go to bed at night or when you're first waking up. He's like kind of comes around you when you're quiet and and still he can come in closer to you. I'm not sure if if you see any signs or messages from him. You see, David, what are you showing me? That was beautiful, that image that he showed me. David, show me something that would that she could validate. He's telling me that his energy was sort of like a bull in a china shop. Like he was very rough and tough and tumble and not clumsy, but not very graceful. Sort of like when he walked with like a heavy step. I'm not sure if any of that is resonating with you. Tell him I miss him. Oh, God love you. He says, when you miss me, just sit quietly with your eyes closed and think of me, and I'll come close and give you a hug. He says, you'll feel it in here. You'll feel your heart expand, and that's the way he's going to give you a hug. He's always very close to you, watching over you.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. What is? Oh, she sees the pennies. She sees the pennies. Good, good. That's definitely him, because he was telling me that there's signs that he's showing you. I couldn't tell what kind of signs. But was he rough? Was he like heavy footed and a little bit rough and kind of, I don't know how to explain it. He's not clumsy, but not graceful. Not sure how to explain that.
Right. I know what you mean. I can't think of a better way to explain it either.
But that divine mother image was beautiful. He's really good.
That's awesome,
Really,
Jill.
really good at making me say that. Wow.
Yeah, I love when you can tell when it just pops in so loud and clear and it just comes right out your mouth. You know what I mean? Those really clear things like that. I love that. I don't know if Jill responded. I don't want to lose my spot and scroll down. I'm so sorry. But
It's okay. She said yes. So I guess that's yes, that he was heavy-footed and a little clumsy. Not really. I don't want to say clumsy. It's just you know.
not a cat burglar.
No. That's funny.
Flourishing
Great.
Spirits has a really interesting question. I wonder if you can. Evidently, they do BQH sessions. So they're wanting to know. They said, I've been doing Improve Eyesight program with BQH volunteers. What is my next step, and will I see someone heal their eyesight? Let's see if you can tap into something for Flourishing Spirits. That's a really cool
Sure.
question.
Sure. So the phrasing of the question, she asked if she would see. I thought that was
Yeah, what is my next step, and will I see someone heal their eyesight? So.
mm-hmm. But do you hear her words that she chose? She wanted to know if she would see somebody
Right.
heal their eyesight, and this is what they're telling me. They're pointing that out. That there's more to seeing than what meets the eye. That developing a third sight will enhance their sight. They're saying the power of belief is very powerful, and taking distractions and taking things out of our belief system, our limitations, if you remove the limitations from what they believe about their eyesight and what's wrong with them, you would have to remove the limitations of their belief in order for them to heal their own eyes. They have to believe it. They're saying you have no effect on their eyesight. You have an effect on their belief, and their belief will affect their eyesight. They can believe that their eyesight is improving or improved, and then it can be. But the recipient would have to entirely believe it and remove all doubt. So if they would have to be obviously a huge participant and really remove. So you would have to go back and remove all of these things that were blocking the belief to begin with. And it is possible.
Absolutely. Like Jesus said, your faith has made you whole, right? That healing comes from within, our own connection to the divine, and I've seen it in sessions where people deal with something underlying, right? There's this underlying whole purpose for this issue, whatever it is, but the miraculous healings I've witnessed in my sessions were things like there was underlying things that happened, they dealt with it, and then a healing, came about as a result of dealing with whatever was kind of underlying it. And sometimes it's a spiritual thing. It might not be like, you're not eating right or something. It could be like you're holding unforgiveness about something, or you're carrying too much weight and now your back's hurting, that sort of thing, right? And it's like once you release that, then you receive the healing because it's no longer really serving you at that point, So that's great advice. So you explained it exactly how I have witnessed it happen. And it's not coming from me. It's the person and their higher team doing it all. And a lot of times that unlocks their faith. They're like, oh, that's why that was there. Now I can receive this healing. And it kind of melts away that doubt, So that's beautiful. I love that.
Wow, flourishing spirits. Oh, wow. A couple volunteers got exactly that third eye. And yes, power of belief is powerful.
Essentially,
She
that's what
said,
you said, Jean, how your third eye vision increased in the session, and it's still what you're using now when you see things, right?
absolutely. Good, flourishing spirits. I'm glad that's helpful. She said, oh, wow, chills. I love that.
Yeah,
That
me too.
means it's true for you. It's
Right. Truth
resonating with.
bumps. Yeah. Okay, Stacy wants to know, let's see, does my grandma, Wilma Jean, have any messages for me? Can she tell me where her ring is that I've been looking for? Thank you. Oh, this is a fun one.
Sure.
This is for Stacy.
Stacy wants to know about her mom,
Her
Wilma Jean,
grandma.
right?
Her
Oh, it's her
grandma?
grandma.
Mm-hmm. Wilma
Okay.
Jean.
Okay. In the ring. Let me see if I can get her. What a beautiful name. And I didn't say that because it's my name, but I like that name, Wilma Jean. Sounds powerful. Takes a minute to get to the other side, so I'm
Take
calling
your
her
time.
in. So I'm getting a sense of like um, maybe a little bit of a taller woman, or just not a petite woman, sort of maybe like 5'5" or taller, and I'm getting that she was strong and had an authoritative voice. I'm getting a lot of vibration from the throat chakra. Spoke her mind, was strong, had stability, had a good standing, a presence to her. And Wilma Jean, where is the ring for Stacy? Where is your ring for Stacy? Would you help us find the ring? She's I'll continue to look for it, but she's saying, oh, that old thing. She said, don't worry about that. She's saying it's not of any, it's probably something that wasn't very expensive, but it just is meaningful for you. And she's saying, oh, that old thing, don't worry about that. But I'm going to ask her for some help locating it. Maybe she had many rings or many. Where's the ring for Stacy? I'm not sure if Stacy had it at one time and lost it. Did when you read the question, Shane, did it sound like she had it and lost it, or that she can't find it in her grandmother's belongings?
That's a good question. I don't think it's specified. Maybe you can let
Okay.
us know. Let's see.
Well, the oddest thing, and it may just be a reference that she's showing me, but I'm seeing a horse paddock, and that perhaps it was dropped out there, dropped outside, but I'm seeing like sort of like a gated fenced area and something that has like a dirt floor on it. And that I'm not actually seeing horses, but because of the dirt inside of the gated area, I'm associating that with like a horse paddock or um, something outside in the dirt.
Yeah, it just says, can she tell me where her ring is that I've been looking for? So I don't know that it was lost or misplaced,
Mm-hmm.
or if it was ever in her possession.
Mm-hmm. She said she can help you. She said she can she can place it. She can place it back in your possession. She said she's able to retrieve it for you. Wow.
That explains a lot of stories I've heard. If our loved ones
Yeah.
are helping us. Oh, that
What's
just
that
popped out
called?
of nowhere.
Yeah, superposition or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm not sure there's a term for it. You
I've,
see.
I've heard plenty of stories, so I know it's possible. That's for sure.
Wilma Jean. Wilma Jean. Now she's showing me you wearing a ring around your neck with a necklace, sort of the necklace, the ring is on a necklace, is on a chain around your neck. She's saying she'll put it back into your path. You may be searching for something else, opening drawers, opening doors, opening boxes, and it'll be there and you'll know it wasn't there before. She says she'll place it back in your path. She'll work on that.
That's cool. It's like a little Easter egg hunt.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's not so much
Uh,
looking for it, it's going to be probably when she's least expecting it, right?
right.
That's cool. Okay. Do you want to take a question from Gypsy JJ? It's interesting.
Sure, sure. I just want to say that Stacy said, yes, that sounds like her. So I guess it was the woman that was a little bit larger and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
That's awesome.
mhm.
Okay. Question: did Ed's spirit leave and or now replaced with a walk-in? Really bizarre things in the past year or so happening. I would like to know for certain. Thank you. So this is Gypsy JJ. Did Ed's spirit? So Ed's still alive, but you're wanting to know if he's been had a walk-in. Like anyway, bizarre things in the past year or so happening. So I don't know. Is that a pendulum question or?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a pendulum.
So, let's see. How would you phrase that, Ed or a walk-in?
Yeah, I would just go with the walk-in.
Okay. Hmm.
No, no walk-in. Wow, that's a definite no. So what I also was getting a little bit is sometimes he can pick up on, or not pick up on, but um, um, sometimes our past lives are bleeding through this incarnation, and his experiences and his lessons and the wisdom that he learned from past lives are at our fingertips, that we're able to resource them. And this may be some things that are unfamiliar to you that are coming through. Maybe he's picking up on some of the traits of some of the past lives or incarnations that he's experienced before in the past. And that it may be an explanation for some unusual things or phrases or something unfamiliar things.
It looks like Stacy chimed in and said she had so many rings, but this one she wore as a wedding set. Thank you for. Okay, not sure where that would be, but I never had it. Stacy is saying. Thanks for chiming back in, Stacy. Sorry, I hate to jump back from people, but I like to.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I like what you were saying about Ed and thing. Also, there's times when I don't know what kind of bizarre things you were experiencing, but sometimes higher versions of ourself walk in, and it's not really a walk-in technically, but it can be seen that way. But since it's really you, it's just more of an embodiment, I guess is how it was explained. But the reason I make that distinction is the pendulum might have said no, about a walk-in if it was a higher version of himself, because that wouldn't have technically been like something different walking in. It would just be more of an embodiment of the same person. So I guess I would trust whatever you're feeling in your heart about it with something like that. But
That's really good, Shane. Mhm.
okay, let me see. I don't know if she chimed in. I'm not at the bottom anymore. I don't know if Gypsy JJ said anymore, but let me.
Not yet. There's a little bit of a delay, maybe like a
Yeah, there is like 20
30,
or 30
30
seconds.
minute, 30 seconds to a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Trying to get to the next question in line here. Did you have anything to add to that, Jean?
I was just saying, typically, my understanding of a walk-in would be a different personality or a different soul
Mm-hmm.
would come into this body.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's what I asked the pendulum, because it uses my understanding of the definition.
Mm-hmm.
And what the sense I was getting was his other incarnations bleeding through and coming through. And
So that would still be the same person, too. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
right. Right. The same soul.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And that's sort of one of the things we've been talking about with the Mandela effect, that if there is this sort of like bottleneck of the different lives we've lived sort of converging into one, and the experience of each of those different variations sort of combining into our now reality. And this is why we see people that we thought were dead are now alive again, or people we never heard of are now here, because it's like, all these timelines are perhaps like merging together. And we're growing in that sense, because we're taking different lifetime or this life, but different versions and different choices, and it's all coming together, and we're gaining all of the experience of all the different things we could have chosen or something. That's one way it was shown to me, but that's really interesting.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. It blows my mind. I always want to know sort of the reasoning, Um, I think it's just for our expansion, our awareness and our expansion and the possibilities, and to also kind of point out that we are not only this egoic human existence. We're not just this human. We are much more, and we're only experiencing this in one experience. And it just all of this is just confirming that over and over again.
Absolutely, more and more for people all the time. I'm sorry I missed you, Dolly, yelling out and shouting out in the chat. I'm like staying on the questions, and Jean's kind of watching the responses, so that we're kind of split. So I missed you, but welcome. I'm looking. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions because some of them aren't in caps. So let's see.
Yeah, if you did have a question that we didn't see yet, if you could kindly re-enter it in caps, that would be, or use a lot of emojis so that we can see it. That would be really helpful. And wow, so let me see if there was, that David with Jill is still. That's amazing that he showed me that Divine Mother as a message. It was beautiful. That was magical. So thanks, Jill. I appreciate you asking that question. He's a lovely guy. Trying to think if there's another scenario that I use all the time. Um, Sherry, I think it was. I don't know if Sherry Luke is here, but Sherry, she asked a question a couple of months ago, and she asked me about her next 6 months to a year and how her future looked, and to see, how things were going to be for her. And when I looked, I saw a duck, and I'm like, I don't know if a duck means anything to you. And I said, the duck is kind of going into water, and there's like a line of ducks behind him. I said, you're like the second or third duck back. You're not the front. And I kept seeing all these ducks, and my guides were showing me all this. And I think Shane said, I said, they're all in a line, and you mean ducks in a row? And I was like, oh my gosh, ducks in a row. You have all your ducks in a row, meaning you're on the right path. You have all your ducks in a row. And that was,
That's hilarious.
I use that, and I tell a lot of people that story because it's so descriptive as to kind of how the guides give you messages, and it's up to me to try and figure them out. And it is funny, and I'll tell you, I'll never forget the Divine Mother one that David showed me. That's beautiful. Yeah.
A lot of times I do have to chuckle when it comes through, and you realize you're like, oh, that's a funny one, ducks in a row. Uh, okay, I found one from Valerie S. Thank you for all the emojis. It popped right out for me here. May I have a message from my grandmas, Sonia or Rosa, both in spirit, if you are able?
Hi, Valerie S. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, so we are trying to connect to either of our grandmothers. One is Sonia, the other is Rosa.
Okay.
And thank you for the question, Valerie.
Were they loud? Were one of them loud? Now it's going to be hard for me to tell you which one is which. So I'm just going to say one of them is loud. They're like, tell her we're here. Like, of course we're here. And they kind of shouted out me before I could see them. And they're sort of like linking arms together, like they're coming through together, like in how you would link elbows. Like I'm getting the image of like two little old ladies linking elbows, helping each other. And they're sort of like Spitfire-ish. And when I mean that is like they kind of giggle and laugh and tell jokes and like say, look at that lady. She has toilet paper hanging out of her, stocking or on her foot or something. Like they would laugh at stuff like that. Sort of, this is the kind of sort of energy that I'm picking up, that they're a little bit loud and a little bit rowdy, but a lot of fun and sort of very lively. And don't mean any offense by that, but they just seem to be kind of that type of an energy that's coming through, which is unusual for a grandmom. Usually a grandmom would be, but these ladies are lively. And again, I'm really sorry. I can't tell which one is which. So I'm
Rosa,
not sure if
she's
one.
saying Rosa was the loud one and Sonia was the quiet one.
Okay, well then this is Rosa coming through because this is what I'm getting. Um, you know, she and it's she was very good spirited, very um had a good sense of humor and always looked at the bright side and but didn't mind cutting up on somebody else. Like, look at that guy. It looks like he has a frying pan on his head, sort of just to have fun, no malicious, no, no ill will, just sort of like laughing and I just see her laughing a lot. I mean, I think this is so wonderful. I think that she's telling you not to take, excuse me, not to take life so seriously, to lighten up and find something to laugh at and just laugh at it. Just find something funny. People do things funny all the time. People have their bra strap hanging out of their shirt all the time. Laugh at these things. These things are funny. She wants you to lighten up and just enjoy life. Think of something that's funny. Make up a story that's funny. She just wants you to raise your vibration and laugh and not take it so seriously. There's so much going on, and we're so much exposed to so many different things that are so serious these days that she just wants you to look at the little things and laugh. Find opportunities to laugh. Even if you put on a funny show, like she's showing me like the Lucy show. What I think it's called the Lucy show, but
I
just
love
something
Lucy,
that's like, yeah, I love Lucy. Yeah. The slapstick kind of just something that's funny, something that really tickles your funny bone that you used to laugh at all the time. I don't know if it's the Simpsons or if it's like some other show that you used to crack up at. It used to be really funny. I don't know what kind of show it is, but whatever it is that gave you that belly laugh that you really enjoyed, she just wants you to start laughing. This is very healing for you. And this is what she's showing me that she loved most about her life, is that she was able to just laugh. She's making me laugh. She's making me laugh. And she is loud and she is, yeah, that's funny. So that's her message to you.
I love
And
that.
is my bra sticking out? I think that's a message for all of us. It's a
Yeah,
message for me. I know that.
that
I've been
comes through a
taking
lot.
things,
People taking things too seriously.
and I have too. I really have. It's been tough at work these days, so you just got to find something to laugh at. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's
Thanks for the
see.
question.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question. And Melanie, I didn't miss you. I guess I was just way further up. I can see your messages now. Melanie wants to know, Melanie Baker, if you have a message from her higher self.
Great. Sure. Excellent question.
Yeah, thank you, Melanie.
So what I'm getting is that I am the voice inside of your head. You hear me all the time. I am the one who tells you, or not tells you, who is guiding you, who is suggesting, uh, choose this and not that. Sort of like she's saying she's part of you. She's saying that she's integrated with you when you're making decisions, when you're thinking, deciding. And she's just saying deciding and decisions. That this is when you're questioning, when you have a question, when you're saying, should I this or should I that, is this one better or is that one better? She's saying this is when she can come in and help guide you, and she is integrated with you and has been whispering in your ear for your entire lifetime. She's saying, you can hear me. She's saying, when you meditate, you can ask me to integrate and to give you messages. She's saying, I whisper in your ear all the time. She's saying that we are aspects of one another, that we are one. Let me just see what she's trying to say. I'm getting, she has a very strong energy. She's bringing her energy closer, and it's the vibration. I can feel the vibration change around me. Oh, she's saying, you can do this. You can do this. You can call me in, and I can come in closer, and you can feel the vibration your vibration change around you. She's saying, thank you for all the experiences that that you've agreed to experience in this incarnation, that this is helping our souls evolve, because you are an aspect of her in this human existence, that what you go through and your experiences, your sorrow, your grief, your happiness, your joy, any any emotional experience and awareness helps to evolve your soul. And she's saying, thank you. She's saying it's it's a tough to go through, but the rewards on the other side are immense. She's saying that there will be a great sense of relief. There will be a great sense of awareness and she's showing me on the other side that you will have, she's saying something about you're struggling right now. You may be struggling and struggling. You're feeling the struggle. And she's saying that this is part of the process. This is part of the getting to the other side. Tell me more about the struggle. What is this? She's saying to trust, to relax, not to fight against. Try and allow and believe that this too shall pass, like sort of this type of acceptance. There's nothing I can do to change this situation. And I just, I trust that this too shall pass. And it'll help you on your journey.
That's
She's
beautiful.
saying, just try and take the higher perspective. Try and, try and take the higher perspective. Anything else? She's saying she's always right there. She says, if you ask her, you have to ask her for help. You have to ask her for assistance, to ask her for guidance, and then listen. She says, you have been listening. I'm the one that's been guiding you. That's all.
That's beautiful. She's giving all kinds of confirmations here. She was saying she was literally thinking them minutes ago. Um, why can't I? Let's see. Is it the wrong one? Oh, it's wrong. You are using words that I literally have used. That's so funny. And then earlier, there was an earlier comment here. Let's see. The ringing in ears today has been even louder than what I'm listening to, and the vibe change makes me feel in solar plexus. Yeah, it sounds like you're feeling the energies and the connection coming in
Wow. Great, Melanie. Good work. Good work, Melanie.
there.
I
Yeah,
think
she said
that's
she's going to literally
amazing.
cry. Let's see. She also said earlier, this activity happening, laugh out loud. Every day I think I hear her. Hee hee, yes, yes, yes. Wow, thank you. That's perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Melanie. And I see your question, Melanie. A different Melanie. We'll get to it momentarily here. Let's find my spot here.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Melanie. Thank you so much for the feedback. And I'm glad that um, the energy that I felt, I could definitely feel the vibration inside and around me. So her energy can come close to you. And she made me feel this so that I could tell you that you could feel this.
This is cool. Cindy, if you can give us a name of who you'd like to connect to, instead of like a relationship. I mean, it's good to have a relationship too, but she wants to know if you can connect with her mom or dad or her husband. So we'll get those names in just a moment.
If we could do one at a time, only because like the two grandmothers, although it was nice
One
to have
stood
the
out over the
stronger,
other
louder
one,
one.
right?
Yeah,
Right?
the loudest is going to come through, believe me. And it's the first one that I can hear, feel, or sense that I can focus in and connect with.
And that's beautiful. Let's see. Dana had a question. May I have a message, please? Thank you. Dana
Okay.
star 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 or asterisk, I should say. Thanks for the question, Dana. Guess see what any message that comes through.
What I'm picking up on is a couple of images that are coming through first. And I saw an oar, uh, like an oar, like a paddle. And I picked up maybe like a canoe or what are those things that you sit in, a kayak? And so I'm picking up that they're, they're either saying that you have an affinity and an attraction or a love of the water, or that it's important for you to spend more time near the water, around water. But this is, you have in any, whether you already have or you will be, there's a strong connection with you and the natural water of your surroundings. But it's a free feeling. You know that the canoe doesn't have a motor and the kayak doesn't have a motor, and it's very quiet on the water, and you can hear like the rippling of the water against the kayak, and it's so quiet, peaceful, and serene. So I can't tell, to tell you the truth, if it's 100% um, um, suggestion for real time, or if it's a metaphor for you to relax and to take it easy and be serene and imagine yourself. I'm not sure if it's a physical action.
I keep hearing
If
in the flow. The moment you said no motor, no whatever, you're in the flow when you're in those things. So that kind of came through while you were saying that. That's amazing. And
so,
it's
it could
good to
be
be in the flow,
metaphor.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that. Cindy gave us a name, Cindy Bunt. Thank you for the sub, by the way, Cindy. The mom is Loretta, the dad is Eric, and the hubby is Bob. And thank you for the super chat, Melanie.
Sweet Melanie. Okay, let me see who comes through. All right, I just said Melanie. Who is it that's asking again? I don't have her first
I'm
name.
sorry, Cindy.
Who? It's Cindy. Okay, I
Yeah,
just
Cindy
didn't write it
Bunt.
down. It. Sorry. So I'm picking up the male energy first, and I think it's your husband, Bob. And I see somebody that has maybe in this lifetime had several medical challenges, and maybe, I don't know if it's like a diabetes or, something that you kind of live with, but had complications from either that or like something in their. Let me see, Bob, can you clarify for me what type? I just see him as being frail and ill and frequent doctors and sort of like always having to take care of his health. Um, the struggle. And again, I'm thinking it's your husband. I'm not sure, it could be your father too. So please let me know. Let me just get a little bit more about what was wrong. Sort of like if you looked at me, you couldn't tell I was ill, but internally there was something. So sort of like that diabetic, like you can't see a diabetic just by looking at them. So it was something like this. What was it? Can you give me more information? Can you tell me more about what your ailment was? Okay, I'm picking up liver disease. So I'm not sure if it was liver cancer or hepatitis. Is there a hepatitis? No, not hepatitis. Yeah, hepatitis C. Is that what it? I don't have a lot of medical background or medical knowledge. I apologize, but sort of something that you just couldn't see. Like he looked normal on the outside, but on the inside, he was struggling. And what, what's the kidney? No, is it kidney dialysis? What's the thing that has dialysis? What is that one? Oh my, I don't know. Do you know, Shane?
No, I think it is. Is it the kidney? Liver? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sure I know less than you.
Oh, Cindy, well, I just let me just so he's telling me all of this. Okay, so he says, yes, Bob. Okay, that was Bob, that you could look at him and he would look normal or look healthy, but you couldn't tell. Okay, so it is Bob that I was getting. So that was the validation I'm looking for. Now I could go in for the message. Thank you, Cindy. He's just saying thank you for taking care of him. He's sorry that you had to go through that with him, but he wouldn't. He's so grateful to you to have been there for him, and that you never. I wouldn't say never complained, but you would always be there for him. You would always be there to support him and help him through whatever he needed to be, whenever needed to be done. He wanted to be the strong husband for you and take care of you, and it ended up you taking care of him. And he's sorry for that. He says that you deserve better, and he's sorry that he couldn't be the strong one in the marriage. You deserve more. He's saying that you are so very generous and compassionate with me. And you sacrificed. It costs you a lot. It costs you a lot. It costs you a lot of suffering. And he's sorry for that. What else can you tell me about? He's saying he's fine now. He's whole. He's strong. Ooh, and he's good looking. He's saying, I'm the perfect specimen. Look at me now. He's good looking, strong, doesn't have any ailments. And he's saying, this is my soul. This is what you saw. He said, you knew that this man who I am now, it was inside of me the whole time. He said, you never saw me as this sick person. You saw me and loved me, for my soul, for this complete being that I am on the other side. He's saying, and for that, I'm grateful. He's saying you have the beautiful ability to see people for who they are and not for their sort of faults or misfortunes. And this is kind of why he was showing me in the beginning that he looked fine, but you couldn't tell that something was wrong with him, because you mirrored this to him. Like he was always just Bob to you. He wasn't a sick husband. He was just Bob to you, and Bob's body was not well. You always saw Bob for the soul that he was. And this is what he's saying, that you always saw him as this strong, good looking. He wants to keep saying good looking. He's saying you've earned your wings. The struggle is over. Now it's your time to reap the rewards. It's all downhill. No more struggles. You've made it through. The world is your oyster. Manifest what you'd like. Pray, ask, and believe. He's saying you are protected, you are guided, and you are you gave selflessly of service to your husband and others. It's not just him. This is I don't know if you're a nurse or if this made you become a nurse, but he's saying you have this compassionate service to take care of others, and you sort of like kind of take in strays, and you have this endless compassion and this endless service to take care of and heal and nurse others. That's beautiful. He's saying for this, you will be you're looked upon in very high regard. And you're respected, and we all honor you. Many blessings will be bestowed. Many blessings. Cindy, that was lovely. That was lovely. me see.
That's beautiful. She's like,
Ouch.
that is Bob. Wow. I love that confirmation. And she says, yes, it's Bob. Bob has uh, kidney cancer. Kidney. Yeah, you were picking up on the right organ. And I'm not sure Yogro or Logro, but says Shane, Eileen is saying hi. I saw her in a dream. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Aw, that's great. Whew. Wow.
Yeah, that's so
These
touching to connect with people's loved ones like that, you know?
It takes a while. It takes a while to get them. Like there's pictures, there's, it's just and then it all seems to come together. It does take a little while. So thank you everybody for standing by and for supporting us. Shane holds space for me and has an energetic. He raises his vibration in order to hold this space for me so that I can do my work, and all of you in the chat as well and people watching afterwards, your vibration raises when you're witnessing these
You
connections,
can feel it.
and it's your energy, yes, and Shane's energy that all together will that help this to come through, and
It's like the
yeah,
mind heart coherence of the group makes us all more powerful. We are an entity of, all of us collectively, create like this extra entity as one, as we're all in one accord. Not the vehicle, but, you know. Valerie S. had to leave, but she says, okay, thanks for that. A beautiful message. I used to laugh more for sure. Yes, yes, yes. I will watch more comedy. We were alike in that way. I'm a fireball when I want to be. It's the
excellent.
an emblem. I'm not sure what that is. Probably her star sign, but I'm not sure. Oh, Leo. You can hover above it. So
Oh,
Leo in
okay.
her.
Well, that's sweet. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, and that's a beautiful way to put it, Shane, that together, uh, that we are one. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I do feel that. I do feel that. And all of you here have this awareness. You guys wouldn't be sitting here watching a medium connect to the other side or to the galactics or to your spirit guides if you didn't have this awareness, if you didn't have a higher vibration yourself. And it's beautiful for us to all come together. And can you imagine if we all just came together, if all of us just converged on one continent? What it would be like? We would be like bouncing from all the energies because we're all over the world. My gosh,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
great.
Yeah, we're completing the grid that we always talk about, that energetic grid.
Exactly. It's
Okay,
beautiful.
got another Melanie. Melanie Hunt. I'm finally in a company and a role where I can really make a difference in the world. Could you please ask for anything that may help me in this mission? Thank you. And thank you, Melanie, for the question. Melanie Hunt.
She's in a role.
In a role. Role. Role.
Uh-huh. Would you repeat it? Do you mind?
No, not at all. I'm finally in a company and a role where I can really make a difference in the world. So could you please ask for anything that may help me in this mission?
Okay.
And that's beautiful, Melanie, because the work's halfway done if you're where you need to be. So you can see just bringing in something to help you further along.
I'm seeing a few images of faces that have a lot of character in them, almost like a sea captain would have like a lot of character in his face. And I'm also seeing a bird. So what I'm and then I also got the message to call on your ancestors, to rely on your loved ones and ancestors from years past that you may not have met before, and call on them for assistance. That there's resources available to you that you can access, that you can ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for support. Um, and they will help enhance and help to um, create your surroundings to be enchanting. Almost to help raise your vibration, to engage them, raise your vibration, and ask for their assistance. They're just showing me, see. What does the sea captain have to do? What is he doing? Navigating. He's navigating. And the bird watches for land. I'm not sure if any of this makes sense to you. I'm not sure if this has any relationship other than a symbolic type of a message for navigating. They're saying that there's ancestors that can help you to navigate. There's ancestors that can help you watch for the landing. They're saying to call on your ancestors. Not sure if you do any kind of genealogy or, trace your family tree, or if you do any of this type of stuff to find out more about your ancestors that you've never met, to find out about your lineage. And they're talking about this human incarnation type of ancestors. That's unusual. So, Melanie Hunt, I hope that was helpful. I hope that resonates with you in some way.
I'm not at the bottom of the chat, so.
Okay. Mhm. Nothing yet from Melanie Hunt.
Nancy, Nancy Riker had a question. She wants to know if you can connect with her great grandmother, Phoebe, if you can.
Oh, you know what? Slow mode is on. Is that okay? I don't
Yeah,
know why it says slow mode is on. That's just to control it, huh?
yeah.
Um,
It's only so if a troll comes in, a bot actually, the bot will sit there and just spam a bunch of messages. So I think it's only slow by like 5 seconds or something. It's
I
not bad.
see. I see. That's okay. Um, and I'm sorry, you said, was it
This is
Bonnie that asked the
Nancy.
question?
Nancy.
Nancy.
And she's wanting to connect with her great grandmother, Phoebe.
Oh, that's fun. Great grandmothers, because they're,
Great.
yeah. Nancy, she's telling me right away that you have spiritual gifts, and you have intuition, and you're an empath, and that this is something that she also had, and this is something that was passed down to you. So great grandmother Phoebe is showing me an eagle standing on the world. And you know how their feet, I don't know what their feet are called. I'm sure they're called something else, not feet, but their feet is around this sphere, which is what I see the world. And I know that an eagle is a symbol. Phoebe, what does this symbol mean? The world is at your feet. Don't waste a moment of it. She's saying you have the ability to fly. Not literally, but you know, that don't, she's saying that you have hesitations and that you may have some uncertainty or some fear around making a move or making a change or to maybe doing your soul's desire, following your bliss. And which this is perfectly understandable. I mean, some things that we yearn to do that makes us the happiest is the scariest for us. And she's saying the world is at your feet and not to hesitate a moment, to take advantage and step out and to live your life and do what makes you happy. She's encouraging you to step outside of your comfort zone, to try and set the fear aside and try it anyway. Ooh, she's showing me the pendulum. She's showing me that you can guide yourself and build your confidence and your trust with your pendulum. And she's saying that you can ask each day, you know, and it'll give you reassurance, 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 and help you to find the direction that you're looking for, and sort of not the guts, but like the courage or the ability to take that step forward. Wow.
Your
So I
your
hope that was
pendulum was
helpful
just
for you.
swinging yes to it in agreement with me.
So
Yogro or
Nancy,
Logro, sorry,
sorry.
um, has a great question. Why can't I see my past life during my regression, even if me and my practitioner are trying really hard? Why have I have all these dreams that came true? Why do I have all these dreams that came true? I guess. Okay. And that's, I don't know if that's LLO or ILO. ELO or Lo, but that's the name. Grow, last name.
Okay, let me just tap in. It's something that does get in the way for many of us, and it's our own ego that doesn't allow us to step aside. The ego wants to be in control. The analytical mind wants to be in control of the situation, and you're analyzing it and going in with your egoic mind. And you may want to practice. I just heard this, and I have to thank, I don't know who it was, but you'll know if you hear me say this, repeat it, that I've heard that if you want to develop your spiritual side, to use your less dominant, or no, actually use your left hand to open doors, open jars, start writing, start doing things with your left hand to activate the right side of your mind. And they're saying that you're trying to go in analytically. When you go in to see your past lives, you're trying to analyze your past life. You're extremely highly intelligent, and your ego will not allow you to let go of that enough to allow this creative side to develop. And they're saying the more creative, the more imaginative that you can be, if you could start writing stories and just make up the stories, if you can make up songs and just make it up as you go along. Try and exercise your imagination. Think of like an ant and then describe that ant's life and what happens to the ant's mom and dad and how the ant went to school, and just be really imaginative and creative, and it'll open up and exercise that muscle, because that is where your past life will come in and the information comes in. It doesn't come in the analytical egoic side, and it's hard to distinguish the difference. So this is what they're telling me.
That's great because we do have a tendency to do that, don't we? To think, oh, that's just my imagination. But the imagination is everything. That's where everything begins. That's where the power of our intention, when we're putting our intention into something, that's the imagination. Or if you come up with a new idea or invention, if you're going to design something, even a chair, it starts in the imagination. So I've noticed tons of time in sessions where the higher team definitely taps into the imagination of the person, because that's like the holodeck, like we were talking about earlier. That's where everything can be displayed and presented. And that's where it just kind of came into your awareness. You didn't think of it, but it moved into your awareness from somewhere, right?
You just have to get out of your own way. And I mean that in the gentlest way possible.
Yeah.
And it's the doorway to the spiritual side, and it's the doorway to your past lives.
I've got a good one. This is probably one a lot of people. Actually, this might be a pendulum one. I'll let you decide. But Bonnie Lucas wants to know, will I meet a soulmate in the next year? That's a fun one. And it came through at 3:13, or I'm sorry, 3:14 my time, which is pi. So.
Well, there you go. Excellent.
And that's Bonnie Lucas.
Soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a tone in my ear, Bonnie. Just thought I'd share that with you. Will Bonnie Lucas meet her soulmate? How about if we just say, but before the end of 2022? It is, let me just ask again so you guys can see. Will Bonnie meet her soulmate by the end of 2022? It's a very gentle no. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pendulum. Will Bonnie meet her a companion that she can live the rest of her life happily before the end of 2022? Still saying no. I thought I would recategorize. Okay, so will Bonnie meet her soulmate companion by the end of 2023? It's very still. Will Bonnie meet her soulmate by the end of 2023? There it goes.
It is a yes, isn't it? They didn't waste any time on the nose right at first. I was like, immediately for 2022. That's amazing.
All right. It is definite yes there. All right. Thank you, Pendulum. Now, will Bonnie meet her soulmate by June 2023? So that's a yes. Nice. Will Bonnie meet her? Okay. Thank you, Pendulum. Will Bonnie meet her soulmate by March 2023? That's a no. So it's between March and June.
Wow.
Is that enough window for you there, Bonnie? And definitely manifest it in. It's definitely possible. And it's important for you to write down exactly what you're looking for, what the most important traits are to you, and to be open-minded as to the package it may be, it may show up as. May not be what you imagined, um, but um, be open and be specific and write down what traits are most important for you. I think that's because you don't want just you want something that's going to be compatible and it's going to be make you happy and uh, share your joy. Somebody to share your heart with.
I'm scanning for the next question here. I know we got about two
Sure.
minutes left. Let's see. I want to make sure I got everybody.
So somebody wants to know, what does it mean when it's still no, when it's very still, no, yes, and no, no answer? Well, what that means is sometimes it's the clarification of the way that you're asking the question. So if you can ask, like I could say, am I 5 feet tall? And if it's not sure, and then I would say, am I under 5'5"? Am I, so just reframe the question in a different way and try not to use the word like, should I? Just say, what is the energy around this? And try and say, is this my best option, or is this my best option? Try and be not so definitive, and try not to use the word should. And then if you're rephrasing the question in different ways, maybe it's something that the information isn't known yet, or it's not intended for you to know at this time, which is, it sounds like a cop out, but it just happens sometimes. It just
No,
does.
it's a surprise. Surprises are good.
Yeah. 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 Like if you want to know if your daughter's going to be pregnant or something, it's probably not supposed to be known to you or something. Some of these things are better left as a surprise. It's their life. They're yeah.
I I'm trying. I'm almost to the bottom now. Um,
Okay. Well, that's fine.
I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody though. Let's see. Okay. Oh, let's see. Melanie Hunt is saying, I think the captain in the bird is saying I have the ability to send the bird up to see the wider picture and trust that the captain knows how to go get there. So thank you so much. That's a beautiful message.
That's great,
That's from
Melanie.
Melanie Hunt. Yeah, responding to.
And sometimes the messages are it's more about how it makes you feel, or what you think that they mean. And my interpretation may not, it only goes so far. It can only tell you what I see. And yeah, so that's good. Thanks, Melanie.
Yeah, that's cool, Blu-ray. 314 is his birthday, so yeah,
Oh,
330 is mine. You know
that's
what?
great.
My screen just, I was trying to scroll through it and it just popped to the bottom and I saw Jody's question. So let's go to this one because it's right there. If you get to it, I would like to hear from my cousin Brad.
Okay, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. That's great. Let's try to connect with Brad.
Will do. You say it's your cousin, but he's telling me he's your brother. So I'm not sure if you were really close, best friends, growing up, sort of very close. And he's telling me he's your brother.
Wow.
I see a big G, a large capital letter G. It's unusual. I don't usually see letters. but he's trying to send you a message. So I'm just telling you what I see. So if I can ask Brad is sending me a couple of images, and he's showing me an elephant now, but Brad, if I could ask Brad he's using his energy to try and send me messages through words. And Brad, if I can ask you to sort of just feel in your heart, just kind of think to yourself and feel in your heart the message that you want for Jody. Because when I connect to you, Brad, I'm connecting to your soul, soul to soul, heart to heart. And when you show me how you feel, I can hear the words. So he's trying to like send me words using energy. And I want him to just feel, because I can connect to his soul. Just feel the feeling. Tell me the feeling that you want me to tell Jody. He's saying he's around you. He's saying he's been trying to get your attention. He says he's been kind of like shouting. And he's telling me, thanks for the tip, Jean. He says, I'll try and feel around her more than and not so much talking around her. He says, I do know that she can't hear me when I speak or when I try and send her words. I don't know if you feel him around you. He says that he wants to hug you and he wants to console you and he wants to soften and comfort you. He wants to be the soft place for you to lay down. He's sort of like if you're laying down in a fetal position, he's sort of like right there, just nurturing you, just holding you close and holding your heart. He's feeling your heartache. He's telling me you have a heartache. And that's what he's trying to get it through to you. He's saying, give it to us. He said, we're all here. He says, you are not, he's asking you not to shoulder this burden on your own. He's saying your heart is exploding. He said, this could manifest physically, that it's important for you to offload this, to offload it, to imagine the burden, as he's showing me a I don't know, an anvil, those heavy iron anvils, like in the cartoons. He's saying, this is the heavy burden that you're carrying, an anvil. And he's saying, imagine this anvil. And he says, hold it up into your third eye, into your mind's eye. And he's saying, imagine that this anvil turns to a color that you feel that is a healing color for you. I'm just going to say like a violet purple. That's something that I always love to imagine. And then imagine this anvil turn into this violet purple or whatever color is healing for you. And then imagine that it starts to separate into all these little pixels. And then all these little pixels turn into like little butterflies. And then all these little purple butterflies start flying away and flying up and just separating and getting lighter and lighter and just disappearing. He's like, take this heavy anvil burden off of your heart. He's saying it's not yours to shoulder alone. Take the burden and give it to us. And he's saying that you may need to do this several times in order for you to feel a difference or a relief. He says, just know that I'm here with you and that I'm comforting you. And he keeps showing me him wrapping you in his arms in that fetal position, and that he's got you. He's holding on to you, that you're not you. Oh, he's telling me you feel like you're going to fall apart. He's like, you're not going to fall apart because I'm holding you together. I'm holding on to you. I'm not ever going to let go. You will not fall apart. Is there anything else, Brad, that you can share with Jody? He's saying you'll see the dawn. He says you'll see the sun rise. He says one morning you'll just wake up and you'll see the sun and you'll feel a little lighter. He's like, we're working with you at night. We're working with you at night. We'll visit with you at night. He's like, we're working with you at night to release this burden. He says, make an intention when you go to sleep at night that the next morning when you wake up, there'll be less of a burden, less of a heartache, and that you'll have a more peaceful state. And when you see the sunrise, it'll just seem a little more cheerier, like something will lift in your heart. He says this will be moment by moment in your, he's calling it a recovery. I'm not sure if there's a recovery, but he's calling it a recovery. He's also suggesting labradorite. It also absorbs very heavy negative energy. It's quite reasonable. I mean, you can get a little one like this for like $7 to $10 or something, but labradorite takes the severity of the pain and the emotion down to a more manageable level. Like it just takes the intensity of your emotion down, and it takes the negative energy out of your body. So if you want to hold on to a labradorite, this will work just as well as this one. It has the same amount of energy. It doesn't matter the size. And he's also recommending that you do something like that.
Jody's saying, Big G is what I call God. I love that.
Good, Jody. Wow.
Gosh,
Excellent.
that was powerful. I could feel Brad's love coming through for Jody, and then I've been having to like keep from crying and stuff because I
Oh,
can feel the love, and it's beautiful when you can feel that coming through a session like that.
absolutely.
David had one. If you have time, David said David Mott. He says he's been working with crystals, and let me find it because I scrolled away. Sorry, David. I'm working with
Mm-hmm.
my crystals and Raphael. Could Jean clarify if I'm on the right track? If you have time.
Okay.
And thanks for the question, Dave, and thanks everybody for joining in today. This has been really wonderful because I always feel the energy of the group, and it's a very loving group, and I love to connect in this way. You know.
Raphael is saying that he hears your intention and that you have a very powerful intention. You have a powerful manifestation. So when you do healing prayers or prayers of intention or manifestation mantras or positive affirmations, and you're wishing for healing energy, and you're calling on Raphael, and Raphael is saying that you have a very powerful intention and that he is there for you and he is working with you. He's showing me a spinning disc in your hand. I'm not sure if you hold something, and it actually looks like a Hershey's Kiss. And but this is a pyramid. So when I see the spinning disc, it has like a swirl that goes up, and it's in the shape of a Hershey's Kiss. But I'm holding this pyramid. So I'm not sure if you're working with pyramids or if you're working, what is that cone shaped? There's something about, I can't even think of what they're called. Sacred geometry, cone shape. If you're working with sacred geometry and shapes and crystals and intention, those combinations. And Raphael says he is working with you and that your intention is working, he's hearing your call and he's following your request. He's showing me your palm, and there is a disc that's spinning. And I just want to repeat this. It's not spinning like a cyclone. It's larger on the bottom, and then as it goes up, it gets smaller. So the only thing that I could associate that shape with is this Hershey's Kiss. So I'm not sure if that means anything to you. It's not chocolate. It's not Hershey's, but that's the shape. What else? So I hope that's a little bit of guidance for you, Dave Maud, if that was helpful.
So beautiful, and it's let me see. Jody said, sorry, I missed it now.
It's not easy. It's not easy to drive, I tell you.
Probably help if I put my glasses back on. But yeah, that was such a beautiful message. And oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, it's Brad's birthday today. How about that?
Wow.
It's his birthday, and you get the gift, Jody.
Oh,
And let's see. Dave Mont says Raphael Oracle card is landing on my pyramid, and I'm working with wand crystals. What are the chances of that?
excellent.
Pyramid or spiral, maybe? Melanie says, or a vortex. That's kind of created like that. Somebody once in a session saw these vortex, like coming out of people's third eye, and so it was kind of cone shaped as well. So that's you know kind of
Absolutely.
like a little tornado, you know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy, and it was in the palm of your hands. I'm not sure if you can do anything with your hands there, Dave,
Yeah.
but it's in the palm of your hands.
Yeah, we do have hand chakras, and I suppose that's where the energy flows. So, could be indicative of having some sort of healing ability you might want to explore, right? I just love our time
Absolutely.
together, and I can tell the chat loves it too, and I'm looking forward to it. We do have a date for next month, so if people want to mark their calendar, what did I do with my phone? Here we go. Had to move it to silent. Let's see. We do have a June date, right? I thought we did.
We do. Do you want me to pull up my
Yeah,
calendar? I
it's the
don't have.
18th. June
Oh,
18th, you guys. So it's going to be the middle of the month. That's awesome. Yeah, it'll be June 18th, and it'll be the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And that's awesome. And I'll set it up early to give you guys another heads up like I did this one. That way you can hit that, reminder. I need to start
yes.
using some of these tools that they have. And
Yes. And thank you, Shane. Everybody loves this channel. And if you love this channel, you're on the chat, please give Shane the thumbs up and leave a comment in below for him. Also, if you're watching after, I know that there's a lot of people busy on Saturdays and you watch it on Saturday nights or a different day during the week. Just give Shane a comment in the bottom and give him a thumbs up and let him know that you're looking forward to the next show together. This is a huge effort. I wouldn't be able to do it without Shane, and I am so grateful to you.
no
I
problem. Somebody
I
says we make a
really
good team, and I totally agree. So
Absolutely. Thanks.
So, okay, what was I going to ask? Oh, do you have any? When's your next live stream coming up? Because you'll have some before we meet here again on this channel, over on your channel, which I do have her linked below, her website as well as YouTube channel.
Let me just check very quickly, just because things change. And let me see. Oh, I'll be live tomorrow on Allie Heart and Soul Connected is her YouTube channel, and I'll be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and then the next time I'm doing a live is on my channel is on Friday the 27th, and that's on just SunPsychic Jean is my YouTube channel. And I'll be live with a couple of my classmates, and we'll be doing live readings then too.
That's awesome. Yeah, someone in the chat said they missed you yesterday, so they were glad they caught you today. I guess you had a live stream yesterday as well.
Yes, we did. Things just run all together.
Thank you,
Yes,
Cindy,
yes.
for stumbling. It's weird because I see some new people that just happened to stumble upon our Shadow Band channel. So I know it's no accident that you showed up here.
That's sweet.
That's
sweet.
awesome.
Well, yes.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Lots of love and light and unity to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for being here, Jean. We'll see you guys next month on this channel. And go subscribe to her channel. Links are in the description box below. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, Jean.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.